if Klay Thompson is trying to leave he's trying to leave a championship team to go play with a team that ain't never won then that means he's not just about winning. He's decided he's won enough, and now he want to get his own accolades. And I was reading this book called Good to Great.
That's a good book.
It is, man. I'm gonna read Built to Last next. But Good to Great is a book about.
So today on the episode, since we already like knee deep into it, we're talking about the importance of having a good team. I can relate to everything. I've been a football mom, a sports mom. I understand the whole teamwork makes the dream work thing, but it goes beyond just on the field or on the court. It goes in every aspect of your life, as he's talking about with like business, is having the right
mind state. And one trait that they found in all businesses that they determined were great is having a level 5 leader. And what determines a level 5 leader is someone who will do anything within their power for the organization to win, and without worrying about what their own accolades.
Right.
And so there are people that are level 4 leaders. You can call it servant leaders, however you want to. Like Jesus would be a level 5 leader if you want to make it religious. Right. But it's really where you say it's somebody who wants the team to win, and that's really what it's about. So I'll do if I have to play second fiddle. Like Chris Rock and his little stand-up, if I got to play tambourine, everybody can't be the drummer. Right. Everybody can't be the lead singer. And this is why groups don't last. From what I see, whether it's New Edition, the Jackson, that was all family. Right. But eventually, what creeps in that destroys groups, teams, organizations, what destroys it is greed and pride. Right. People want their own notoriety. Like, we're all winning. Right. But they're like, man, I want my own shine. So now Michael leaves the group, or Ralph leaves the group, or David Ruffin, or whatever. But it all comes down to, if you're going to be the leader, and you have to be willing to take the sacrifice.
They want to show that what they do as a group, I can do it on my own. And I don't need you to be the one. That's what we're talking about with Klay Thomas. He wants to leave so he can hold the team on his own.
And back to that book, having emotional intelligence, I think, is a big deal too, because a leader has to be able to recognize not just like the role that each person is playing, but also be familiar with their personality type. You know, what makes them tick, and be willing to also be humble enough to not have to want to step in and have to have so much control. There was a part of that book where Disney was talking about, I don't know if you guys know about Disney, but there's been times when they've had hurricanes washed out the whole organization, and they've had to rebuild it. But then there's also been problems where within it growing so much that they've had to maintain a sense of positivity despite the adversity, which I think would be crazy difficult.
Or like, let's put it in terms that we can use. All of us, we talked about reparations and things like that. All of us have things that we want to accomplish.
Right.
Sometimes you have to admit to yourself, I can't accomplish those things by myself.
Right, that's right. True.
And one, that comes with emotional intelligence, being willing to humble yourself, and then seeing the talents of people that are around you. I've said it before, I believe everybody you need to be successful, they already in your life.
Right.
Even if they're just the first level, that's going to open the door to the next level. But everybody you need is probably already in your phone. Oh, yeah. You just have to figure out what their skills are.
Put them at.
And everybody has to be humble enough to want to play their part.
Right. And be willing to learn. Sometimes being equipped in a certain way doesn't mean there's necessarily an advantage, or being able to submit to another person's leadership, knowing that what you can learn from that person can give you a bigger advantage long term. Sometimes I think the fact that I think one of our biggest forms of ignorance is that we come to conclusions too much about things that we know nothing about. We're not willing to admit that we really don't know something.
The team matters.
Yeah.
The team
absolutely matters.
Whether
we need you, T-Dot. We need you.
Single mothers. Like when I grew up.
You've been on my nerves all day.
We need you, T-Dot. Come on.
She in her feelings. We don't know why.
Yeah. I'm not in my feelings. They just get on my nerves.
We need you, T-Dot.
Y'all don't have to deal with
y'all see this?
Cut out.
I would like to stand before the Black Caucus and say that me and Mac have humbly expressed how much value she brings to our lives.
I get this.
You know what I'm saying?
leader.
This is Team T-Dot right now.
No, with this team, so what you think? I consider us
come
as a unit.
My dog.
Facts.
There you go. That was great leadership.
We are a unit. And we all do play our role because, of course, Mack O is the comedian. He's the funny one in the group. Yeah. And I'm not saying that any of us are less funny than Mack O, but that is his role. Yeah, he's smart. He knows numbers. He knows quirky facts. Not
words with all kind of syllables.
We're not saying that we're not smart, but that's not his role.
Like ostentatious. You know what ostentatious
And T-Dot, you the glue. You get to be the glue.
I'll be the glue. Not that they don't bring us together, but that is my role. It's the glue of the team. So everything that I relate to as far as teamwork, I always look back at sports. You know, I've been, of course, I'm a football mom, so I'm looking like everybody does have their position. I mean, my son playing safety, he can't, when they blow that whistle, he can't decide, I'm going to go over here and do running back because his position is this. He has to be in his safety position. And that's the only way that, it's going to work. And that, I always say people children are athletic or they play in sports, they are so much more understanding of the whole
ready for life
efforts that you have, because everybody can't be the quarterback. Everybody can't be the wide receiver. Everybody can't be the running back. You might, your best position might just be center. That's where you need to be.
Or on the bench.
And that might be, you might need to be the water boy. You might need to be the statistician. You might need to be the videographer. Right. That might be, you might not need to be on that field, but that's the part of being a part of the team.
So let me ask y'all this. What do y'all think are some things that makes up good teams?
And one, you have to all know what your goal is.
Yeah.
The team needs to have a common goal. Whether it's a team of, I remember when I was growing up, my mom, my homeboy Bet's mom, and my homeboy LL's mom, we called them ghetto moms. They was our ghetto moms booster club because we didn't have any support. When we played football, we had support from the booster club, but the basketball team had an all-black team, black coach. Nobody was really supporting us. So our moms came together as a team, but they had a common goal that they wanted to make sure that we were doing right. We had snacks and all that, but they also teamed up to make sure they worked together to know when we were getting into stuff. So your team has to know what a common goal. Parents team up and work with kids. It's going to take a village to raise your family. Yeah. I feel like having a team around is important because, like, say, raising your kids, it takes a team to do that. Right. You can't do it by yourself. And you need other people around that are going to be on message. They know how you want your kids to be raised, and y'all are trying to raise them similarly. So they're going to be pouring into them maybe with different words, different vernacular, different styles, but the message is the same.
In that same sense, like, you can look at, and I ain't pointing fingers at no parents, but you can look at the kids whose mothers didn't want nobody telling their kids shit. It was, I'm the mama, I tell them, like, what to do. Instead of saying, inviting, okay, I'm the auntie needs to discipline my child. Mm-hmm. Or the man at the school who has his best interest is disciplining my child. Right. And even if it's just words, people get so offended, like, don't say shit to my kid. But them are some of the same kids that right now have no structure. They have no understanding of accountability.
They think their mama.
My mama told me that you couldn't tell me what to do. That's where everything kind of is shambles, because in all actuality, our community should be a team. Right. We should be working together to raise productive citizens versus little gang-banging thugs who want to sit around and pop pills and do whatever they do. I mean, they don't do anything. They don't do anything. Like, they don't. And we have a generation of kids who don't feel like they need to do anything because my mama said. It's a my mama said generation, and that's ridiculous.
That's when they create these old.
I think on a deeper level, it goes down to, like, it takes a village to raise a child, but it also takes a village to, like, create a industry, to create a business. It takes a village to really make your dreams come true. Whatever you're trying to do, you're not going to do it by yourself. Right. It's going to take a team. That's why LeBron James is one of my favorite athletes. Not even about the sports or anything, but he has people that he grew up around. Right. The same crew, but they are in their he put them in their right lanes.
Right.
Maverick Carter's doing what Maverick Carter's supposed to do. Rich Paul is doing what Rich Paul's supposed to do. He saw their talents or helped them cultivate their own talents.
Yeah.
Or maybe they even saw their talents and saw, this is where I can help you. Because when you have somebody like a LeBron or a Michael Jackson, they're bringing in the money.
Right.
Tell them what you can bring to help the organization so that person comes to advance it.
And so that's another good important note. So you need to know what you can bring to the table, which is another good thing as far as a person being grounded in their own sense of uniqueness. Because sometimes I think we have that mindset to where we feel like we need to go out and do everything, but everything may not necessarily be your lane. Whenever I see a person doing, you can tell a person when they're doing what they're called to do. They have a sense of passion, enthusiasm, and they're going at it with a sense of almost clarity.
Right. I'm over the dispensary. I know there are certain skills that I have to run a business that are going to help the business succeed, and there are certain things that I lack. And it would be silly of me to try to do all the things I know I'm not good at. So for things to be successful.
You Mac, though. You Mac. What can Mac not do?
Oh, Mac procrastinates. Oh,
Mac,
details, small details.
Yeah.
I'm not good at small. I'm a big picture person.
That's me too.
But the small details, that's not me. I'm the one who would be like, we're going to Disney World, but the rental car, which way we going, all that stuff, somebody else probably want to get that, because I'll be like, man, we'll figure it out when we get there. I just know where we're going, man. I'm a big picture person.
That's crazy.
So I need, but I realize that about myself. So luckily, my wife feels in those details.
I'm more of an organizer.
Yeah,
I want to be behind.
That's why we need T-Dot.
Well, like on Thursday nights, it used to be that my role was I came in, I set up the tables, I made the reservations, I sat people, and then I jumped on the stage and I gave the show. I hosted the show. And it got to the point where, I mean, like, after the show, I'm so drained. Mm-hmm. I'm fussing everybody, I'm cussing, I'm acting a whole fool. So we took
Facts.
we took some of that away. Like, we just, what I'm good at as a mother and as running the household, I'm good at making reservations. I'm good at setting it up. But my energy as far as getting on the stage would be so off.
Yeah.
I'm like, because after I've done all this, I'm tired. So now I got to get drunk so I can get my juju back up. And it just didn't work out. So in the efforts of my team, because that night was so important to me, I didn't have a problem with stepping aside and getting off of the stage and saying, this is my role. My role to Ice Event Center is to be a reservationist and to make sure it's organized and make sure that it runs smoothly behind the scenes. I don't have to get on the stage and get that accolade. It wasn't in my comfort zone. One, I had to alter myself just so I could get up there. So what I can do without having a drink is organized. Right. That's what I've done.
And that goes back to Preacher's word, emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
To understand what you're good at and some people's pride would have made them say, I quit this whole thing.
Yeah.
You won't let me get on stage no more, you want me to do everything?
Man.
I quit. But it takes an ability to be humble and be realistic with yourself to say, you know what, this person is right. Yeah. What they're saying is correct. I need to just stay in my lane. And
what I'm good at.
And all of us need to do that.
I have a gift of organization. I have a gift of planning. And, I've planned family vacations and things. Just, I'm doing it with the kids. So I know that that's a gift for me. I plan grocery bills. I grind all this household shit that I make lists and menus and I have a schedule and I put snacks and you gonna eat this snack on Tuesday at 6 o'clock and that's my thing. So
and on a deeper level,
yeah, T-Dot would be the perfect wife. Y'all heard that?
Let's
plan your meals out.
I'm telling my kids, just because I'm a good mother don't make me a good wife.
Facts, but I'm gonna go deep. Facts. Just because you one don't mean the other. But I want to get deeper, man. On a world level, let's take the concept of team and look bigger. Let's say the whole world is a big team. Everybody was born gifted with a certain ability. We might be working jobs that don't use those. Take time, get quiet, go inside and figure what will you really put on this earth to do. Not what you feel like you have to do to get by. What will you really put on this earth to do? Because if you start doing that, and if all of us do that, it will a lot be smooth. There's so many people that were just stuck in boxes just trying to get by or trying to make ends meet. But if you take the guts to really do what God put you on this earth to do, things will work out for you. I personally feel like that's why the world is in a ride, because we got a system set up
Discord,
that
man.
we all have to fit in boxes and pay bills. We're not living in our natural state. If we all lived in villages and huts without an economy where all we had to do was worry about what we were going to eat today, T-Dot would still be planning the hunt and making sure where we're going to put the pelts and all that when we came back. Preach would still be talking and giving good advice, and I would be sitting around the campfire cracking jokes. That's what it would be. I mean, so you have to find what you really are at your core. Yeah. And when you find that, then you figure out where you fit in your team, whether it's your small team or the world team.
Like at the church, you have a problem because every woman want to run the kitchen. And so you always have that discord in black churches.
Everybody want to be the pastor.
Everybody wants to be the boss of everything.
The pastor.
So it is a biblical principle. It says that we are all one body, and the body has many parts. So some of you guys are called to be the feet, some are called to be the hands, and some are called to be the mouth, you know?
And some of y'all are assholes.
I'm the heart.
I like that. So we're going to end it on that. All right, so.
But if you the asshole, be the asshole.
Be the best asshole you can be.
Be the best. Appreciate you guys.
Some of y'all just eyelashes. Some of y'all just an eyelash, but you important. Eyelashes are so important. Do you know what life would be like with no eyelashes? Look at my big eyes. Picture if I didn't have eyelashes. You know how much shit I would get in there? But if I said I need you to be an eyelash, you'd be like, I want to be something more important. Dude, eyelashes matter when your eyes are big. So, man, you know, it might be small, it might seem insignificant, but you matter.
That was nice. That was a nice album.
Hey, man, I think
make
of
sure you
analogies.
guys comment down below what you think that makes a good team. Talk about emotional intelligence. What are some things that you have a hard problem dealing with emotionally as far as feelings and contributing to a team? Tell me, is there some better teams we could have discussed, some different scenarios, you know, that's as far as you to level up as far as your team. Tell us what are you doing in your team that's making y'all successful. My name is Preach.
I'm T-Dot.
I'm Mack O.
So what you think?
I'm the glue.
You the glue.
I'm the glue. Like on
See the eyelash glue.
Right.
See, because somebody
like
I
I am the microbiome.
See, we don't even know what that is.
Microbiome? You know what a microbiome is?
Biome?
Microbiome is like these small things that's in the inner gut that keeps your...
Heck no, we didn't know that.
Yeah.
Why would we know that?